All right, here we go. So after 13 years of doing IT, most of which started in high school, moved into the Army, I've decided to take this massive risk and follow my dream and new passion and become a private pilot. There's one issue. It's not cheap. So for the past 13 years, I've worked in IT. I've been doing everything from cloud computing on AWS and Azure platforms to Linux administration, system administration, and working in physical server rooms. And it's been a fantastic career. I don't feel like I love it anymore. It's something that I enjoy doing, but I feel like I need to do something different. Now, I mentioned becoming a pilot is not a cheap endeavor at all. For a lot of people like me who start out with little funds available to you, that's kind of where a lot of people stop. Being able to afford it isn't exactly the easiest thing, and for a lot of people like me who are veterans who have benefits associated with all of this, I've recently learned that those benefits cover everything outside of private pilot. So you need to be able to achieve that before you're able to pay or use your GI Bill for any kind of educational or vocational support to be able to achieve becoming a pilot. For a lot of people, that means becoming a CFI, or maybe you want to be an airline pilot. I don't know. For me, I want to be a CFI. I want to get my private pilot and be able to teach people how to fly. I think that would be one of the most rewarding things in the world, aside of just flying in general. But unfortunately, the GI Bill benefits, along with a lot of other things, don't cover private pilot. You need a personal loan. You need a friend. You need to know somebody somewhere. And that's where I'm hoping I can help and or find other people that have had these same struggles. So far in my experience, I'm only on my 4th or 5th flight. I don't even know because I don't have my logbook in front of me. And this is the plane that I've been flying in. It's a Piper Cherokee 140. They call it Ugly Duckling. I was lucky enough to find a school called Heritage Air in the area that I am in. After doing some research, I found this place. It was like a family. It was a community. This place cared more about the trainers, the trainees, the student pilots, than they did about anything else. They care about the safety. They care about the adventure. They care about the experience. And my instructor has been nothing shy of amazing. I wish I had some flight footage to show you, but I haven't been able to record any. This flight school has been phenomenal. The teacher they hooked me up with has been incredibly nice and kind and has made the experience amazing. And I've been lucky enough to find my passion in aviation and been able to foster that. The problem is that it's just so expensive to do so. This Cherokee that I'm in right now rents for $175 an hour on top of the instructor fees, and it's well worth it. It's just expensive. So I don't know if anybody else has found a way to offset those costs in any kind of way. Right now, I'm looking into buying a plane. And while that may seem a bit counterintuitive, you know, okay, well, everything's so expensive, why are you buying a plane? Well, it can help me. So if I do it right and I find a plane that's worth the cost, I can pay for the price of the plane without having to pay for the rental fees instead. And the price of the plane every month might actually be cheaper than what I pay for rental fees for these planes. All I have to do is factor in, you know, my insurance and my instructor rates. And if I go in with somebody, which I might have the availability and opportunity to do so, I can make it that much more cheaper. On top of that, a good thing that, or a good solution that I've might come across is being able to sublease that plane that I purchased to the school that I'm currently at. Heritage Air has been amazing. They're a family. They're always looking for opportunities to help their students and grow their school. And this is an opportunity that could not only help the school, but myself. I'm looking into getting maybe a low wing, another Piper, maybe an Archer, something with fixed landing gear that, from my perspective, gets rented out a lot at the school. This Piper Cherokee is out all of the time. So why not go that route and see what happens? And as I mentioned, this Piper Cherokee is the one that I didn't actually start training in this one. This was my second flight. My first flight was actually the plane that's over there. And we call her Echo because, you know, 6296 Echo. And it's a gorgeous plane. It's a Cessna 172. It's fantastic, but the way I'm short, so I couldn't sit in it comfortably. I had to find the right seating position, which my first flight, I didn't really feel like I had the time to do. But sitting in this Piper it's been amazing. I mean, this thing fits perfect. I love the setup. All of our planes have, well, not all of them, but most of our planes have two Garmin G5s. We've got GPS, and these planes are well kept, they're well maintained, and the school does a fantastic job. Now, I did start all of this last September, and it was a bit ago. But in that meantime, I've done everything that I could possibly think of to kind of fill the gaps between flights. I've purchased all of the books that I can think of, the FAR, the AIM. I've purchased the Private Pilot's Handbook. I've printed an actual physical copy of the POH of the plane that I'm sitting in because our school doesn't have one on hand. I've done Microsoft Flight Simulator, which has honestly been the biggest help to me because learning the environment and the lingo and the situations that you're in, the instruments, being familiar with the planes has been such an incredible help to being able to be a part of this community. If you haven't done that, please do so. And a simulation, unfortunately, is just that, right? It's a simulation. You don't get the environment that you're in. You know what I mean? It's like you don't get the atmospheric differences and, you know, the differences of being inside the plane and, you know, all of the situations you're gonna be put in. But it'll familiarize yourself with everything that you see and with navigation. It'll teach you the basics, and honestly, coming in with that information was phenomenal. I use Audible to listen to the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge when I'm on long distance drives. This airport's about 40 minutes from my house, so I fill that time listening to Audible and listening to those audiobooks. And it's been so helpful on top of the apps that I've downloaded. The Finer Points on an iPad has been incredible. A bit pricey, $50 a month for the app, but the information is so invaluable. Whatever I can do to progress myself along. So I don't know if anybody's found any other apps or done any other processes or found any other things to help them, but please let me know, because this has been one hell of an adventure and I would love to take you along with me. And as I mentioned, this flight school is Heritage Air, and I found others. They have a sister school, Aviation Adventure, which is a phenomenal school. They've got a great staff, but for me personally, this school was the best fit for me. It was the cheapest in the area, which honestly, they shouldn't be. They really shouldn't be. There's no reason for it. Their planes are so well maintained and well kept. They care about their students. They've got some of the best instructors just as people in the community. The students that have passed and gotten their private out of here have come back, and they've been so incredibly helpful. One guy even I mean, one of the other students even gave me an hour out of their account to go get a lesson. You can't ask for anything better. The aviation community is, from my experience so far, albeit a bit infantile, has been amazing. So please let me know if anybody started their journey into aviation, how you started. If you're a private pilot already, how did you get there? Were there things that you found easier, things that you struggle with, things that you think might help somebody else that they may or may not know? If you look back on your experiences and you think, wow, you know, I wish I would have known this coming into it, what is that? I'm doing everything I can to share what I have found and what I have done, and we'll keep everything going as long as I possibly can. I've ingrained myself in this school, in this community. I'm studying as much as I can when I'm not doing my work or outside of school. I've enrolled into Liberty University, which unfortunately I have to get my private pilot to really get further into that. So I'm hoping to be able to do that soon. But in the meantime, this is where I'm at, and this has been a fantastic experience. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening.